Hi guys, Dave Pinson here. Video for Jesus, Philippine Bible Ministry. Dave Pinson, Pinson on Amazon.com. Buy some books. The Simply books are awesome. Anyway, I'm reading a book now. It's an amazing book. It's called Hind's Feet for High Places. I've been talking about it for a while. And I was reading this morning about so the whole point of Hind's Feet for High Places is this person named Much Afraid, very afraid of everything. She lives in a fearing family. There's horrible things happening to her. She's scared in this valley of darkness. She's very scared, but she loves the shepherd. She wants to follow. She wants to follow the shepherd. The shepherd says, I'm up in the high places. And she says, I want to go to the high places. He says, okay, here, let me plant this seed in your heart. Oh, it's gonna hurt. It looks like a thorn. It's gonna hurt when it goes in, but it's needed. It's necessary to grow and to follow. So now she's taking this step to follow him. Where I'm at in the book right now, and as she escapes the fearings, she's walking with him through the meadows, and there's beautiful flowers and these little birds and the babbling brooks. The brooks and the streams and the rivers, and she goes, it sounds like they're singing a song. I wish I could. And it said the Lord opened her ears, the shepherd opened her ears, and she could hear the song. We're so happy to go down, down, down. We're so happy to go. And she says, I'm confused, shepherd. I'm confused. Why are they happy to go down? Because you're taking me up. I mean, I want to go up. I want to be up. I want to be uplifted. I want to be anointed. I want to have that second blessing. I want to have Hind's feet. I want to be with you in the high places. He says yes. And then when you go up the high places, you get filled with the love, because that's where the streams start, up at the high places. But then when you get filled, then you go down in the valley. Huh? Then you go down the valley. Why? So you can give of yourself. So the streams of waters, let's put it this way, the analogy is the living waters of God come down into the valley of darkness. You know, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. And what do? They water. What do? They water with blessing and love and joy and life. What water brings life, the streams bring life into the valley. You see it. You can see it in the desert where we used to drive through the Mojave Desert all the time. And you could see where the stream is because it's real green, and then the rest of it is not green. So they bring life, right? God brings life, and Jesus says, "Whoever follows me, out of his heart will flow water. Streams of living waters will come from him, from us. Why? Because we go up to the high places. Why? Because we spend time with the Lord. That's the whole key. Just like the whole key is spending time with Him, getting full. Not just go to church. That's fine. Church is a good place, fellowship and growing in the grace and knowledge. But mostly it's a time spent with him. It's a time spent with him in the Word, prayerfully, not just read a couple verses. Oh, I read my Bible. No, get it in your heart. Not just well, we can't have women preachers. I'm not going to that church because they have or they did this and no, but in your heart, the love of God is in your heart. You love other people. You can't help people if you're not with them anyway. You can't just turn again. You're never going to find a perfect church. So if you keep turning away from people because they're not doing the right thing anyway, that's another issue. But you need to be full of the love of God. And then what? And then you go down in the valley. That's why it says love is sacrifice. What does it mean to love your neighbor and to love your enemies? It means you go down in the valley where we all live. You go down the valley and you give of yourself, just like the streams do, just like the water does, and that's why it's so happy. So that should be the joy of the Lord. That's so this all comes together in the idea that He's been giving me lately, the idea that I've been feeding on lately. Just and that idea is that the abundant life. I always say that the abundant life is doing His will, but then it's come really strong to me lately that what it means is when you're doing, and what is His will? To love everyone, right? Love God, love everyone. Give of yourself, bring people into the family of God. That's His will in a nutshell. When you're doing these things, then the love of God is flowing out from you. So that's the abundant life. The abundant life is doing so. I have other food. Jesus said, "What is it? To do the will of the Father." You want to join Him in that? I have other things except for the normal things: going to church and worrying about my country and my physical family, my children, my grandchildren, my nieces, my nephews, my uncles, my brother. All those people are important. We want everybody to have a comfortable life. Not so fast, my friend. We want them to have a full life. We want them to have the love of Jesus. So that's the abundant life. That's the bubbling over. That's where we should be. We should be bubbling over with joy. We should be. I used to have a picture of a walking fountain, but now I like this babbling brook thing. Where what's that guy singing about all the time? I had a friend who calls it Happy Tappy with a song in my heart. But I got a song in my heart, and what is that song? That song is that thank God I was able to spend time with the Lord this morning. I was able to spend so many minutes in prayers or hours in prayers and time in the Scripture and time just asking for His will and for His presence, and that He will fill me with His Word and His presence. Your daily bread, and then I will be filled with living water, and then I will come down like the babbling brook. So let's all be babbling brooks for Jesus. God bless you guys. Ta ta for now.